All right, so Louis, run everyone through our core values at Decipher Marketing and why are they important?
Yeah, so our core values are CEI. So the first one is clients first. Shouldn't come as a real surprise, to be honest. We're a marketing agency. We are nothing without our clients. You know, they're the ones that trust us with their businesses, trust us with their money, trust us with their marketing. So at the end of the day, they always come first.
Yeah.
You know, and everything we're doing and our success is built upon if we can achieve them results. So in everything we do, we want to make sure that whether that be our communication, you know, would you prioritize a meeting with the team or a meeting with a client? Well, if a client's calling, you pick up the phone.
Yeah.
You know, would we prioritize spending time on our own front-end marketing to acquire other clients or to find new hires and new talent, or a campaign of our clients that was perhaps starting to take a bit of a downturn? We'd always work on our clients first, right? Because it's all very well going out and trying to grow, and obviously we're huge on growth. It's very important for us to get where we want to by signing more clients and growing the business. But if we're growing the business over here and we don't give enough attention to clients and we're losing clients over here, then we don't actually move anywhere.
Business. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
bringing new clients in and then losing old clients.
Yeah.
Not going to go anywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that should come as well. It shouldn't come as much of a shock to most people that understand how a marketing agency roughly works. The clients come first, and then you can build off the back of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I'd say, obviously we talk about churn in marketing agencies. We want to keep churn as low as possible. Now, it's pretty much impossible to have a 0% churn because people will leave for different reasons. But if we can, as we've said before, like productize our service so that it's the same every time for each client. We sometimes talk about the ideas of McDonald'sifying the service, don't we? Where when you go to McDonald's, you go there because you know you're going to get something that's the same every time. This is what we think about. We're not. Let's class the bigger agency as this boutique service where it's different every time.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Michelin star restaurant is really expensive, and a lot of people think it's a bit over the top. Whereas when you go to McDonald's or some kind of restaurant like Nando's or something like that, you know you're going to get quite good food actually every single time, and you probably go there more often because you like it better and it's very predictable. So when we think of our clients, we think, how can we make everything very predictable? How can we say the same things every time on, let's say, when you're doing your sales calls or your prospecting calls? How can we make sure that process is the same every time? And that's where the innovation comes in, where we're actually iterating every time to make that process better. And in terms of putting the clients first as well, I was going to say there's a lot that goes into that. It's not just results, it's communication, it's the idea the client has of our brand before they even come in, because that first interaction or that first impression is actually the most important.
Yeah.
Because when a client is onboarded, let's say they've been with us for a month, the ads that they're seeing online for us at that time is still going to play into the part of how they perceive us. So everything needs to be client first. Our ads need to be client first, where we get clients. The salespeople need to be not too pushy. They need to be very fair and just tell them about the product, more education, and let them make the decision. The onboarding in terms of that first message, that first call, everything needs to be client first. Not just really good results, but the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, 100%. The other thing I'd probably add on client first is, because obviously we do have expertise with a given pod, we have an expertise in a given industry. Sometimes the client will come in and they may have certain demands or certain expectations or certain thought process on how something should work. And sometimes it can be difficult, but putting the client first is actually putting our foot down and saying, this is all we do.
Yeah.
We do this every day. We've done this for 100 different businesses like yours. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. Please trust us. We need to do it this way and this will work. Sometimes that can be difficult, especially for the success team.
I was about to say, there is also a caveat there in terms of client first mentality, where sometimes they'll say, oh, we already use this different CRM. Would you be able to just send the leads there? So we are quite open sometimes
Oh, of course.
to doing things the client's way, but there is a line there between if they say, oh, we've already written some ad copy for you, or we've already made the ads for you, we want you to run these ads. It's like, well, we'll do what we're the expert in. If you want some technical changes or things like that, then that's completely fine to make their life easier. But as you're saying, in terms of the point, as we're the expert in things, we need to have the authority. It is client first by saying to them, we're not going to do it that way. We've done this 80 times now, and we know how it goes.
Yeah. And in that first short window where the client might be a little bit like, oh, I wanted to do something that way, that doesn't feel like you're putting the client first. It's like, oh God, like we're going against what the client wants. 2 months later, when they've got fantastic results because of the process that we took, that was putting the client first. And the client realizes that why we've done something is for their own good. And then we feel like, oh yeah, we put the client first, you know. So yeah, that's our first core value. That's very important. Our next one is excellence.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much explaining. If we want to achieve the heights that we think we can, and if we want to achieve the growth that we think we can, the disruption ultimately, you can't do that by being mediocre. And you can't really do that job by just being good. You have to be the best.
Yeah.
And you have to be consistently excellent in everything we do. And again, that can also be a bit cliche, but like if you do the small things well, and you consistently do the small things well, then they really add up. And it builds into the whole that you're doing everything at an industry-leading standard. And I think our clients really feel that. Like, for example, when our clients all know that in our pods, in our respective pods, we're the best at what we do. So we have a lot of demand for our services, and we have a lot of clients on board with us. But even in the little things, we still message and respond within 2 minutes, or we'll still pick up the phone. You know, Jasper's never too busy for a client that's been with us for 5 years, or well, we haven't actually been around for 5 years, but you know, been around for a long time. We always have time for them, and that is about providing an excellent service always.
Well, I was going to say, even as a founder, there's always that little voice inside my head when I'm doing something, and it's like, you could stop there, but you could also do a little bit more and go from good to great. And we want to bring people on who have that attitude as well, and are able to have that voice inside their head where it's like, yeah, it's good, but it's not great, it's not excellent. And that's why it's one of our core values, because we want people who really hold that to high importance, where they're like, it needs to be excellent.
Yeah.
And even though we are working for small businesses, like we're not working for Coca-Cola or Nike as we say, but this making sure that the standard of work we provide is excellent is the way we grow our clients' businesses.
Yeah.
And the better the standard is, the more likely it is that we'll be able to productize that service and get the same excellent result again and again and again.
Yeah.
Because as you say, everything compounds. Excellence compounds, but then also those minor little inconsistencies also compound, where first it's a spelling error in an ad and the client's like, oh, that's not great, but I'll let you off. And then it's like, oh, actually, I kept trying to call you, but I couldn't get through. And then it's another issue, then it's another issue, and all these small issues add up to the point where they leave. And it's kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, where as founders, we might look at that client and go, oh, well, it's a bit weird that they left just because one of the buttons was changed around on the landing page. But in actual fact, it's been 10 other things that led up to that.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to be excellent in the small things.
Yeah, 100%. And if I was to sort of bring the last perspective on the excellence side as well, it ties into the fact that we don't need highly experienced, highly skilled people all the time. What we need is excellent people that have a capacity to learn quickly, have a capacity to grow quickly in terms of both their mindset, their actual skills, and also their soft skills, so you know how they communicate and that sort of thing. If we have excellent people which can learn quickly, then we can make them excellent in their respective field. And if we can give them the platform where they can learn the actual skills they need to be industry leaders, to be managers in our company, to take leadership positions in our company. But it's a lot easier to do that with an excellent person that hasn't had an opportunity yet, or an average person, or a decent person that's quite skilled and quite experienced because they've been doing something for a long time, but it's not because that they're an excellent individual that is, has the capacity to be the top in their field. It's just because they've had more time doing it. So that's why capacity and ability to learn quickly is just such an important thing for us. And in my book, that's excellence.
And that's why also, like, we don't discriminate against age or gender or anything. Like, there's no... If you're good, then you can come to us and you can win.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you're 30 years old or whether you're 18 years old and just out of college.
Yeah.
Like, if you have that attitude, it's a lot about attitude. If you have that attitude, then we'll bring you on, and it's like, wow, this person's learning quickly. Like, someone could have been in a job for 10 years at 30 years old, and we'd rather hire an 18-year-old because they're like, I want to come in, I want to learn, I want to progress really quickly, and then they do that. It's like they've shown the right attitude, and then they've also backed it up by actually putting the work in as well.
Yeah, 100%. Our last core value, and probably my favourite, is investment into people.
Yeah. You're going to say that.
Yeah, I'd hope you would, yeah. It's obviously a big theme of who we are at Decipher Marketing. It's an integral part of our growth plan, to be honest, is to make sure that we are finding exceptional individuals that are talented, that have an aptitude to learn things quickly, and we give them the platform to go and grow and display that skill set and use that ability to grow the company.
Yeah.
And if we don't invest into our people, we can't do that. Now, investment can mean physical investing, like one of our perks of working with us. Obviously, we have our education grants, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
where if someone comes to us, they're on the success team, and they say, look, I've found this brilliant course, it's 400 quid, but it's got 10 modules, it's got a live call with an industry leading expert, and it will teach me how to do X, Y, Z, and I think that will bring me on the role. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like we'll pay for that because that's going to help the company. If there's some books you want to read that's going to bring you along, like knock yourselves out, we'll pay for them. Like that sort of thing we want to encourage, and we can physically invest into that using actual money. But then investment is also time, right, and opportunity. So if we have given you the platform to grow, and then we give you a young age, you've only been with the company for 6 months, and we can see you're excellent, you've grown in such a quick degree, so fast in what you're doing, then it's investing into you by giving you the platform to say, right, here's a managerial position. That is investing into people. So it doesn't necessarily have to be actual money. It can also just be giving people a platform and giving people time as well, right? Because you and I, we're pretty busy. So we don't have loads of time flying out of our ears, but like we will invest time into people. As you say, we have our open door policy. People can come with us anytime, ask us questions, pick our brain. That's also investing time into people, because that's going to bring them along in their skills, it's going to progress them quicker, and that's ultimately what we need to grow quickly. Well,
I was also going to say, going back to the money aspect of it, of we want to invest as much money as we can into our employees. Like, us as founders, we take kind of a different approach to that, in terms of a lot of people at our age, like we're quite young, if they'd have had a company like ours, they'd be like, okay, how much money can we take out for ourselves? How can I buy myself a nice watch? How can I get a nice car? But us as founders, we're very focused on keeping that money in the company and saving it for our employees and for reinvesting. Because we're so focused on growing the company and growing the people inside the company. So I think we are practicing what we preach, in terms of, if we said one of our core values was investment in people, and we were walking around with nice watches and just taking all the money out, it wouldn't really be very believable. But because we're leaving all the money in the company and we're using it to grow and reinvest, I don't care like how much I get paid. I just want to grow the company. Like, we do this for the love of the game, And the way we win the game is by growing a huge company. And the way we grow a huge company is by investing in our people.
Yeah.
Because that's all a marketing agency is. It's just all people.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to hit our goals of building this really big company if we don't invest in our people and if we don't give them the opportunity to succeed.
Yeah, and at scale, that's all marketing agency is, right? It's just
Yeah.
a people business. But to some extent, all companies are. But marketing agencies especially, right?
Yeah.
Because there's so much client-facing stuff. There's so much technician stuff. It's not like a software company where you can have, a team of 5 devs that can go and crank out the entire product. A lot of these campaigns, yes, they're productized, but they do need constant hand-on work to maintain them.
The product is the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a very good way of putting it, yeah. And so without quality people and without investing into people, we can't get quality people. Without quality people, we can't get where we want to go.
Yeah. Speaking about where we want to go, let's talk about the vision for 2026.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're obviously we're mainly in roofing. So right now we have a roofing pod, and then we have clients in solar, we have bathroom clients, we have driveways and patios, we have landscaping. So a lot of kind of like trades businesses or home services businesses. Yeah. The vision for the 2026, I think we're probably going to aim to have around 4 marketing pods going by the end of 2026. So if we look at those marketing pods, we could probably have between 80 and 100 clients per pod per service. Mm-hmm. So that's probably nearly, let's say, 200 clients per pod. Mm-hmm. And we're going to need a lot of people to be able to service those clients at a really high level.
Yeah.
Like we as the founders with our early stage employees can be developing the product, but we also need people to fulfill on that product and help us develop it. So if you think about how many clients a marketing executive and a client success rep could handle, it's going to be around 40 to 50 clients. Let's say 50. Per industry, we're going to need about 8 employees. So we're looking towards the end of 2026 to then have, let's say, 32 employees.
Yeah.
That's just the math. So that's why we're doing these videos. We're doing it to find talented people like yourself watching now, and hopefully you can come along for the ride in 2026 where we're building out these new pods. And it's basically like being a part, each time we actually launch a new pod, it's like being part of a new business.
Yeah.
It's like you're inside a established company that's growing already, but you're also then part of a new marketing pod that you can grow from day one and actually take control of. So that's the vision for 2026. And we're really excited about where we can go with it, because if we actually think about it, we started off in one industry and we've done so well in that industry that we've got so many referrals from other industries, and we're like, we're not even trying to go for this at the moment.
Yeah. And then we have to turn them away.
Exactly, yeah, we have to turn them away
Yeah.
because one, we don't have the capacity, and it's like, yeah, we could, but we haven't iterated on that service yet and really put our all into it. So we'd rather wait. But it's really exciting knowing that there are so many industries out there and so many small businesses that actually need help with their marketing. And I'm not seeing anyone do what we're doing, where we have industry-specific pods with industry-specific branding. Because as we talked about, I can't remember whether it was this video or a different one, but as we talked about, it is really hard to do.
Yeah.
And we want people that are going to come on and take that challenge and be okay doing it the harder way, because that's the way that we get the most reward.
Yeah, of course. And the other exciting thing I know I'm very excited about going into sort of target of Q3 2026 is going in person in London.
Yeah.
We're in the process of agreeing a lease for our London office in central London, Q3 2026, so sort of summer 2026. We're a growth culture company, and we're of the opinion that in person is where we can all learn from each other as quickly as we possibly can.
Yeah.
I've been in both virtual and in-person environments, and I know that when I'm sat at my desk and someone next to me who's 10 years ahead of me, I've sat at desks where next to managing directors where they're 40 years ahead of me. I know I soak up a lot more than when I'm sat at home in my small bedroom on Zoom. So right
Watch
now,
a few YouTube videos.
yeah,
and
yeah, and obviously that's great, but there's only so far we can go.
I mean,
with that.
that's how we've done it so far, and it's taken a lot of effort and a lot of figuring it out ourselves.
Yeah,
Whereas, I mean, we've hired a mentor recently in terms
Right.
of our business mentor, and it's changed the game for us in terms of now that we have someone that we can learn from. I'm just very excited for people that are joining us and can learn from us, from all the mistakes that we've made,
yeah,
and can progress really quickly, because I know when you have someone you can learn from, how quickly you can progress in your field.
yeah,
And as you say, I'm very excited to move to London as well.
Yeah.
Get that in-person office, and it will only get bigger.
yeah.
We don't plan on steadying the course. We don't plan on shrinking or staying comfortable or coasting. We just want growth after growth after growth every year, and we want people that can handle that.
Yeah.
And we want people that are excited by that as well.
Yeah, of course. Well, as you say, right now, I think earlier, perhaps in this video, I talked about our open door policy.
Yeah.
Right now, it's sort of like open Zoom call policy.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like we can't really call it open door because unfortunately you can't actually pop into our office
Yeah.
and talk to someone face to face, and that does make a difference, and especially in this part of the company where, you know, in the last 2 years we've come so far, but we're still absolutely nowhere to where we want to be. And so this period of the company is incredibly important as a predictor for where the company can go over the next 5-10 years. And if we set the tone now, where we have people coming to us now that are talented and enthusiastic, that have those contact hours with everyone in the team, with us, that we've been doing this for a while now, it will mean they grow quicker, and therefore the company will grow quicker.
Yeah.
You know, because the exciting thing about us hiring right now is that the people we will hire will go on to be managers and go into managerial positions and leadership positions in the company over that period of time. I'm talking about that sort of 3, 5, 10-year period. And I'm really looking forward to looking back and being like, wow, we hired X, Y, Z, and they came on while we were still remote. And
Yeah, that'd be
you know,
cool, yeah.
they came on, they were fresh out of uni or they were fresh out of school.
Now the head of a division.
Yeah, exactly. And all they'd done is they'd watched YouTube videos, or they'd hounded as I said earlier, like a local business owner to do some advertising for them, or had worked at a bar, had worked at a pub, and that was all their client-facing experience that they had. And as you say, 10 years later, they're managing a division or they're in a leadership position. That will be really fun for us to look back and see how far they've come, but also for those talented people that deserve an opportunity, it means they will be able to progress a lot quicker with us on a mission like this, as opposed to somewhere where, you know, it might take on average 3-4 years per promotion at a more traditional agency, you know. So that's something, I'm especially excited for. And also, you know, there's a big thing nowadays, obviously, work-life balance. Like although we work a lot, we work very hard, but we're under no illusion.
That doesn't count for founders.
Yeah. The founder,
Jeff
for
Bezos
us,
says work-life harmony.
right.
So.
Well, that's probably a better phrase, yeah. But for us, like, we'll work very hard. We'll keep the ship afloat. But for the talented people that come to us, we know that, you know, you don't want to be working all the time, and outside of work, it's very important that they have a great community, and they're, you know, in a great city like London, but also if they want to do things outside of work, you know, we'll have our socials on a Thursday, we'll have our quarterly events, that sort of thing, Christmas parties, etc. I know I've worked at a place where it's had that, and they were some of the most talked about things in the office was what's going to happen at the Christmas party, the Christmas quiz. So yeah, I'm of the view that in person nothing beats it. Yeah.
Well, we've got our Christmas party coming up soon, haven't we? Just
We
the
do.
three of us.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be a bit different next year.
this
when
time
we have
next year,
all our
it'll be
employees
very
come
different.
with us. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're a talented, enthusiastic, motivated individual, we're always looking for people like you at Decipher Marketing. If our vision of what we're trying to achieve resonated with you in any way, then make sure to visit our website and check out our open roles, and we'd love to hear from you.